everybody, XM Execution Godamu here, and what you're about to watch is the unboxing of my father's PS4 Killzone Shadow Fall Edition. Now, I could get this wrong, but I believe this is a Phase 2 console. It could be a Phase 3, but I believe it's a Phase 2. And I hope you enjoy the video, and have a good Christmas. Alright, so here is the PlayStation 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is a Phase 2 Killzone Shadow Fall Edition. These are very hard to come by, believe it or not. So as you can see, it's got Shadow Fall on the front. It is obviously a Phase 2. It could be a Phase 3, but I'm pretty sure it's a Phase 2. Luckily this was bought in my place of work, so I managed to get it secured for my dad. We also get 14 days worth of PlayStation Plus, which is really cool because obviously PlayStation Network is known for its free games and stuff like that. So let's get this bad boy unboxed and see what it's like. Now obviously bearing in mind those that are watching this on my channel, because you will be, this is not my PlayStation 4, this is my dad's, but he has very kindly offered to, oh hang on, I'll show you the back of the box, has very kindly offered to let me unbox it in front of the camera for you. So we have this sort of like the top half of the box dedicated to the actual game, and we have the bottom half of the box dedicated to the actual PlayStation 4. So we've got like the share button on the controller, the Sony app, the PlayStation Vita connectivity, the headset, the little cheap headset that comes with it. I'm not a big fan of that, by the way. And then the PlayStation Plus side of it. So let's get this out of its outer shell box, if I can. Oh, there we go. We just got a couple of, there we go, okay. So there's the outer shell box. Obviously bear in mind I can't actually see what the camera's looking at, I've just sort of pointed it in a rough direction. So we have this is just a plain white box, and on the back are just some safety things. Also what fell out of the box is this booklet here. Now I have actually seen this before, but this is for the player's PS4 book. Obviously now I don't know how much you can see that, so hopefully. And basically it just shows the launch titles and the system itself. So we've got like tailored for the system and a load of the games and like Injustice there, Watch Dogs, Battlefield 4, your usual. So I think that's like an introductory book for if you get one of the first 3 phases. We also get this little PS4 pamphlet which does like system update software and the PS Vita compatibility and all that sort of stuff. So let's get to the actual important part, the actual unboxing part. So this is going to be like a laptop design, so I'm going to try and point it at you. And there we are. So I'm going to sort of stand at the side. Now I know you can't really see, I'll try and sort of tilt it a little bit. So that's how the box looks when it comes. So I'm going to start in this bottom right corner here. We have the PlayStation 4 controller, which is there. And I do have to admit I can give my little 2 cents on this as well, because I have used one of these before. They're not too bad. Sony and Microsoft seem to have done the complete opposite to each other, what they did the previous generation. Sony seems to have gone wider and bigger, essentially, and Microsoft have gone smaller. And I have to say, I think I would probably rather play on this controller, purely for the fact that it's a good distance apart that you can use it. So there's that. Then above that we have the quick start guide, which I'm not really going to go through because, being a gamer, we know what this is about. So then under that we have what looks like the cables that come with it. So we have the power cable. Obviously this is the UK model, you can probably tell by my voice, but now this is where Sony obviously always exceed compared to Microsoft. The power brick is built into the console itself, whereas Microsoft still, even to this generation, still have the massive power brick. We then have the little headset that comes with it, one earpiece it looks like, yeah, and the microphone on there. We then have the micro USB, not the mini USB that was from the PlayStation 3, charge cable for your controller. Yet again, another bonus for Sony. Excuse me, the controllers charge, whereas you still need batteries for your Xbox One. And then finally, because it doesn't have standard output anymore, that's long gone with these generations, you get a silver-plated HDMI cable. Now I believe this is just for if you do not have one. I would highly recommend that you use a high-quality gold one with one of these to get the full benefit of the console. Okay, so it looks like we are finally up to the system itself. Now I'm going to take this small box out so I don't damage it, because obviously this is not actually mine. And here we, oh actually, before we get to this, just at the bottom we have the Killzone Shadow Fall copy. Now this is actually really cool for collectors like me anyway. This is the not to be sold separately copy. Now I believe, this is just what I'm like, games that have this sort of labeling to them usually eventually sell for a lot of money because there are not going to be many of these copies around. So Killzone Shadow Fall there, the not to be sold separately copy, which is why there's no barcode on it. And then finally, I'm going to move this box. We have the system itself. So let's just have a look-see here. Alright, now obviously if there's any tape, I'm not going to be removing it because it is not mine. There we go. And there, as you can see, is the PlayStation 4 system. So let's go over from what I can see, starting at the front. I can see the disc drive, which believe it or not is actually in there. It took me a while to figure that out. First time I saw one on pictures. Hopefully you can see this. Then there are two USBs at the front, as you can see. Now, this is going to sound very weird, and I don't know if they're on top or anything like that. I've never actually seen one properly. I don't actually see the power button or the eject button. Now I'm going to assume they're going to be fairly easy to get to, but I do not see them. Now, they could have gone the way where you have to use the controller to do some of those operations, but that is hard for me to say so far. So I'm going to quickly, before we go around the back, let's have a look like see what it looks like standing up. Now I like that. I think that's a very nice looking console. So let's have a quick look on the sides. So we have, let me just check. We have an air vent there. So this is obviously where some of the air vents are coming from. We've got another air vent there. On the underside, I think this is quite nice actually, because they know people are going to be standing them up, not like the PS3. You've got a nice engraved PS4 logo here. You've got a nice standoff rubber feet, which I was a bit worried about because I remember seeing one and there was no feet on them at all. They've kind of sleekly designed them in, so there's a rubber foot here, a rubber foot here, and a rubber foot here. So nothing on the actual disc side, but then most of the weight is on this side, so I can understand why they did it. And then finally we come to the back. Let me just have a look. So we have the vents. We've got optical audio out, HDMI out, Ethernet. I'm not actually sure what that is, to be honest. I think that's probably going to be for the iToy. That looks like a fairly proprietary connector. And then finally to the power. So as you can see, compared to consoles of late, especially when it needs to be standard definition as well as high definition compatible, they are very limited into what they will actually have on them. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to quickly check the camera to make sure you can. Yep, there it is. Thank you very much, guys, for watching the unboxing of my father's, I'm going to move back around the camera again, of my father's Phase 2 PlayStation 4 Killzone Edition, and I'll see you in another video.